I'm going to show how I put together a hive body. This is a deep hive body. They're pre-made. I got these from Man Lake. Pre-cut anyway, I should say. They have holes drilled in them for pre-drilled starter holes for the nails or screws. I like to use screws. They have the handles cut in. And I like to use this type of screw. It's number 6 and it has a shoulder on it. And the shoulder is unthreaded. So what happens is when you screw this together, normally if it's not shouldered, then as this screw comes out the other side, if this is not all the way together, it won't pull it together because you've got thread the whole way. With the shoulder, when it gets in there, you can just see how long the shoulder is. There's no threads there, and it will pull this tight against the other side. That's why I use these. Oh, one other thing about them, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they're square drive. It takes a number 1 square drive driver, not a Phillip or a Reed and Prince square drive. Now, first thing I do is put some glue on them. Now you got to make sure you see the handles at the top, and this piece, the handles at the top, so they're going to go together like this. If you always put them together with the handles facing outside, don't do like that with the handle inside. Handles facing outside and handles at the top, then they'll come out properly. That's the way I tell. So I start with glue one side here. Put a little glue in the inside of each dado cut, and then squeeze it together like that. Now I need a long side handle here, so handle's going to go outside facing up. I glue this. Now sometimes they don't go together so well. These are cut pretty good. The cutter must have been sharp. Sometimes you have to use a hammer to get them together. That's 2 sides. Again, handle faces outside, handle faces up. As long as I remember that when I put it together, it'll be good. Glue in each spot. Okay, handle facing up and outside. Put that together before my glue runs off too much. Okay, the next step is I have these square clamps that I put on, and it holds the box square. And I found that this is the quickest way to put it together and make sure that everything is square. You have to, when you're putting the clamps on, you got to make sure that each side is pushed in. It'll pull it together a little bit as you go. That one, this one. Now the screws will hold it together a little bit, but if you have it pulled together a little better before you start screwing, it helps things. Now if you didn't really care, you could do it without the clamps and just start screwing, and it'd get done pretty quick. You'd probably do it a lot faster than this. But I found when I do this, I get almost a perfectly square box without any other adjustments. Comes out pretty nice. So. And these clamps, I forget where I bought them, Amazon or something like that. They're pretty cheesy clamps, but they do hold the box square, and that's the main thing. See, I try and pull it together a little bit before I tighten up the clamp. I don't tighten the clamp really tight because I want the wood to slide a little bit in here when I start screwing it. I take a couple screws and I start from the top down. And it'll pull it together as I go. As you can see, as I pulled that one in, it actually squeezed the glue out, which tells me it's gets tighter. Let's see if this does. See how the glue comes together? That means that screw is pulling that side together. And that's something that it won't do with a regular screw. It won't pull it in. Gotta have that shoulder screw. Now that all the screws are in, I found that it doesn't even move when I take it apart, take the clamps off. So I don't even wait for the glue to dry. I just pull the clamps off right away. One other thing I do is I try and wipe up the glue. Doesn't really hurt anything, but makes for a nicer looking box when you're done. Okay, all done. All there is to it.